Hero shooters are currently some of the most popular games ever with a lot of daily players, but at the same time we hate them.
Touch a point. Oh.
Why did I take 3 kicks?
Apex Legends, Overwatch, Valorant, and many more have had a chokehold on the industry for years, doing as they please without any real consequences, but Marvel rivals might force this part of the industry to step their game up. At this point, it's kind of hard to imagine the FPS genre without hero shooters since the rise of Overwatch back in 2016, but in reality, a lot of these games fail. Battleborn was dog water, Gigantic, most of you probably didn't know exists, Quake Champions, a title that already had a fan base, flopped, and then there's Concord, which had a budget of 400 million but got shut down in less than a year because of how much people hated it. This genre seemingly has been cursed, but Marvel rivals might avoid the common failure hero shooters face and become a new standard for this genre. Now, when Marvel Rivals was originally announced, a lot of people, myself included, thought this was going to be another quick cash grab that was ripping off Overwatch. You know, the typical company gets rights to an IP to build hype just to ruin the IP type of thing, something that happens way too often in the gaming space. And if we're being honest, a lot of Marvel games over the last few years have been failures. Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, which has been a live service disaster. Guardians of the Galaxy, which had positive reviews but didn't meet sales expectations, and Marvel Avengers, which was supposed to be the biggest superhero game ever but left players feeling like they got scammed out of their money due to it being a microtransaction simulator. Although the developers of Marvel Rivals, NetEase Games, didn't do that. It's clear that after all these failed attempts, Marvel wanted a fresh start, and they did just that by making a good free-to-play experience. For starters, most hero shooters like Apex and Valorant require you to use some type of currency to unlock characters, particularly the good ones, which might be the dumbest thing ever, but Marvel Rivals said, nah, I got you. Here's every character for free instead of spending money or hundreds of hours just to unlock a character you might not even end up liking. Another thing they handled really well is microtransactions, something that has been destroying free live service games ever since Fortnite was created and battle passes were introduced. Unlike most games that try to force you into completing a season pass that you pay for in a certain time frame, you actually have the option to go back and complete older passes. This is a huge plus for casual gamers who may not have the time to put 20 hours a week into a single game just to get a skin, and since this game is third person, you can actually see the skins you obtain while playing, which is perfect. That said, even Fortnite is trying to change how the model works, bringing back old battle pass items that players can purchase because this is just a better option for the standard gamer. Not only that, Rivals makes it really easy to earn credits in order to buy things in the game. On average, to buy a single skin in hero shooters, you're spending roughly $20. With games like Valorant charging almost $40 for some cosmetics, they honestly aren't trying to convince you to buy anything. Purchasing is just an option, which is how it should be. A simple, hey player, enjoy our game and complete a few challenges and you get rewarded for it. Another thing they do really well is how they handle competitive. I'ma be honest, no matter what the game is, if it's a competitive shooter, there will be cheaters. Cheats are being made faster than developers can update games, but Rivals has put in some pretty good safeguards like their progression. Now, I've seen people complain that the leveling up and progression in this game isn't the best because of how jarring it can be, but I honestly think this is a good thing. It slows down cheaters from being able to easily access competitive ranked game modes and hopes that by the time they reach the necessary level, they would have already been banned due to enough reports being filed. I would even argue that they should increase this level to 20 to make invading ranked that much harder, and newer players will also 100% understand the game by then, which honestly may take people some time to do due to the diverse roster that the game launched with. And since the game is a 6v6, you don't have to have a role queue, so there's more flexibility, unlike Overwatch for example. Instead of getting stuck with a player who's bad at their role, you can make adjustments mid-match to help your team play to its strengths and not have to run 2 of each role being support, duelists, and tanks every game like most games will force you to do. Now, the game isn't 100% perfect. no multiplayer game will be. But all this and some other small details has allowed this game to quickly rise to the top of the charts, with a daily average of 300,000 to 400,000 players on Steam, and probably the same if not more on both the Xbox and PS5, which is proof the game is a huge success. The only thing now is to hope that the developers continue to make good decisions for the casual audience and the esports audience of the game, and that they don't end up throwing a huge middle finger to the fan base they've built later down the line.